Well, hello and welcome. We're on Forward Focus today, interviewing artists in our community. I'm Nan Gordon. Welcome. We have Colleen Hicksenbaugh. Welcome, Colleen. And Joe McConnell. We're from the city of Sammamish, and Colleen's from Sahalee, Joe's at Beaver Lake. We're going to be talking about how they fit into our larger community, what they're getting out of the community, contributing back, and the different things they're working on now. They're pieces that are in progress. We've met before, and we've talked before, and there's so many subjects we could go into, but I want to focus right now on just letting people know what you do with your art, what Joe does with his art, and how this can be seen in our midst in the community. And you're involved in the community, Colleen, in different aspects in the art field.
I do teach art at one of the local elementary schools. I teach art at Sunny Hills Elementary up on the plateau.
If people don't know, that's the Issaquah School District.
Yes, Issaquah School District. My kids go to school in the Lake Washington School District.
Oh, you're a crossover mom.
Yeah. Don't tell anybody. But I've done the art docent program in my own kids' classes for probably, I think, 11 years now. And the PTA at Sunny Hills hired me last year to do their art and creativity program for them. And so that's what I do.
So you have your own art that you've worked on personally,
right,
and you've been involved in the community with children in school.
Right. One of the things that I did while at my son's school was put on 3 different art nights where we showcased the kids' artwork.
Lovely.
And artwork that came around from the Seattle Junior League that featured famous Northwest artists, Mark Toby and Morris Graves and those boys.
And all the
Paul
ones
Hoyerty and so during these art nights we have a showcase of the famous local artists and then the up-and-coming kids.
Yes.
And have different hands-on activities for the kids to do. So that's
gives them a view as to where they could go with their art.
Basically, my emphasis for Sunny Hills and the reason they hired me and basically what I do for them is creativity or confidence in their own creativity thinly disguised as art. And art is the excuse that takes me into the classroom, but it's giving the kids confidence in their ability and confidence in their creativity instead of saying it doesn't look like mine, keep working.
Yeah.
Or yours doesn't look like hers yet, but keep working, it will.
Just follow the pattern.
And if it isn't, then it's wrong. What we're trying to do is to get that it isn't right out of
the teaching.
Out of the teaching.
So it's fostering creativity,
yep,
which goes into all kinds of areas that people can use in their.
They say that the best thing you can do for a kid is to give him confidence in his creativity and his creative problem solving, because you can carry that over into any area of your life.
Absolutely.
We've got when you present a problem to a kid in math, he has to be able to think about it in a number of different ways before he can solve it. When you give a kid a science problem, you have to be able to let them think laterally.
Yes.
And I think it was Einstein that said that he valued less his power of acquiring positive knowledge than his gift of creativity. He valued his creativity more than his ability to acquire information. And I think that's true for all of us. If we're creative problem solvers, and we have confidence in our creative problem solving, we do a better job of it. We come up with more interesting solutions to whatever problem comes up.
If people could maybe think more about creativity being a tool for problem solving, might be asking in a different vein of what's important to have people practice in school or teach
Well,
and learn.
for instance, my husband was having a problem on his computer, and he's, of course, only been doing computers for a certain percentage of his life. Our kids have been doing it their whole lives.
Yes.
And that's what they know. They know computers pretty well. And he said, this is a problem I'm having. And he presented it to all three of the boys, and they came up with 3 different answers. And they're shooting solutions at him, and that's what you need. You need lots of input to solve problems.
Now, Joe, in your experience in the community, you've been going to work, doing a job that you started as an artist.
That's correct.
Actually went to...
I actually graduated at Philadelphia Museum College of Art. It's a different name now, but that's the one I still remember as. And started my career as an industrial designer, so I was very much involved in product development. And for me, it was a nice blend between the aesthetic, designing the exterior, how does it look, and a fair amount of ergonomics, how does the end user interface with this piece of equipment or this product. And then working with the various kind of high-tech, products that they were.
Yes.
Did an awful lot of medical products and a lot of telecommunication type products, but it was the blend between the aesthetic and the technical that gave me kind of the right balance there.
Right.
When I changed careers, when I kind of backed into what I'm doing now, which is being a technical recruiter, the opportunity for aesthetic on the job pretty well was ended. And I, at the time, thought, well, I want to focus on my job. I want to, get this new career underway, and so I didn't pay much attention to it. But I found myself kind of haunting the art shows and the galleries and so forth.
And drawn back into that world.
I wasn't even aware of it, and my wife gave me a little certificate, and it was this little piece of wood, and it said, you are now enrolled in a wood carving class. And I thought, oh no, this is going to be fun. And I've been doing it, so I'm kind of a student. I've been
Again?
Well, I guess I'm always a student, but I've been doing wood carving and native Northwest Indian wood carving.
In fact, it's not just a little hobby that you're just starting to do. You have won awards.
No, I've picked up a
Northwest level, in fact.
Well, I've been fortunate. I've participated in a few shows. Northwest Carving Association that has a yearly show down in Puyallup, and then the Quilceda Carvers, which have theirs up in Monroe. And I've been fortunate to have some pieces that the judges smile kindly on.
Oh, that's very modestly put. Well, this is an example. People can see right here what we're talking about. What's up here? We've got all kinds of interesting things that we're going to get to.
Well, it's alder. This is plank alder that I glued together, and then this is green alder that basically was a tree that grew this way. And while it's still green, you carve it, and then of course you let that dry. But this is basically a sea monster. It has a human head, and either end is a serpent. And all the native Indians have stories that go with it. And this one is a monster that will turn you to stone. And so if you happen to come across one of these in the woods, you have to bite your tongue until it bleeds and spit on them, otherwise you will be turned to stone. And I must admit that intrigued me as something to carve. That's we can put this down the table.
And this is obviously in progress. We've got
very much in progress.
Lines drawn on.